say with it.
Take it easy, no stress. Gotta have a dance dance. Honey, love yourself best. 내 모든 conflicts.
Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are here with a Chung music video entitled Stress. I'm excited for this because we've already marathon and deep dived into Chung's entire discography, and so being able to look at a modern day comeback is really fun for me. So I can't wait to dive in. Let's go. Madonna already.
Take it easy, no stress.
Oh.
1 + 1 is 2. 뻔한 규칙들은 비껴나가 today. 정해진 틀들 깨트려 봐봐도 don't worry about a thing. Oops, my 망설이는 보고 dynamite. 미쳐가 our lives like jungle. Oops, my 그만할래 전부 come on. Are you ready for it? Take it easy, no stress. Gotta have a dance dance. Honey, love yourself best. 내 모든 conflicts 다 벗어나 지금 이 순간, baby, no stress. Stress, stress, stress. Stress, stress, stress,
This is so fun.
Take it easy, no stress. Honey, love yourself best. 내 모든 conflicts 다 벗어나 지금 이 순간, baby, no stress. Stress,
Yeah, this feels like a structure that would be in the family tree of Vogue by Madonna, which makes sense because of the movement quality that we see here. Because even the speaking too. Mother's back. Ah. Oh, stop. Ugh. Oh my god. I'm really excited for that dance practice to come out. Oh man. So fun. And also, side note, I have Algorithm, her dance practice. I have not analyzed that yet. So I apologize to everyone that I have been so behind, both with her and with Shiny. I recognize it. They have been sitting on my spreadsheet forever since they came out. I'm so sorry. So I shouldn't stress about it. Chungha told us not to, right? So we're gonna live it up. If anything, while we wait for the stress dance practice to come out, your girl will take her time with Algorithm, enjoy it there, and then we can all just live it up together. That makes me so excited. That's fantastic. I really do see a heavy Madonna influence on this. I know she does a lot of dance practice behind the scenes. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to have more context there because I really enjoyed looking at that. Oh, Oh, this is taking it back into front. Yes, yes to this. Dance practice is right here. Just got released. I'm excited to look at it. I hope you are. Let's go.
Take it easy, no
Lines, 4 days. Thank you.
1 + 1 is 2. 뻔한 규칙들은 비껴나가도 돼.
That's who she was doing it on. Got it. Out of all people. Love it. Oh, yes. The risk taking is great.
망설이지 마, 점점 더 dynamite. 미쳐가는 life for 정도. Smile.
Fun hips.
Are you ready for it? Take it easy, no stress. Gotta have a tough days.
Kicks are cute. Yeah. So I believe this is coming out crew, right? Right here. I don't know who else in that crew. The visuals are so nice. The contrast of levels are really nice for this. Simple in concept, but you need to understand how to vogue in order to get the hips right and the posture right. It's simple, but it's not if you're not familiar with how to do it. Oh. Yeah, the dropout. Come on, Vogue. Come on, Vogue.
Are you ready for it? Take it easy, no stress.
Oh, they did a ball change on the knee with the leg. Very interesting. Melts. Oh, they said with a really nice. I love good structured choreos. Like whenever you look at dynamics, when you know the content isn't the most complex with digesting what you're seeing visually, they're able to counter that and balance it out with dynamics and levels and quantity and how people are texturizing through their choices. And that's what makes these types of choreographies work. So this is nice. So yes, like I've mentioned before, this ties so heavily into the Madonna Vogue, seeing that little in the back, but also you have that dropout with her speaking. It's just giving that for sure. So that's why having Vogue nuance and posture, of course you gotta have it, right? It just feels not quite right. It doesn't feel complete without that component, which you have so many people that are heavy hitters in the Korean ballroom scene that can attest to the quality of the competency of the style, which is really nice. So look, from the jump, we have our pose. It's mirrored, but I would also give it stylized, it's balanced, at least in formation, symmetrical in that, but how everyone's making their choices are subtle, but they're all frozen in the upper body and allowing the lower body to be what the focal point is there to showcase a curtain reveal to Chung Ha with her group, which is really cool. You have the everyone is holding with the subtle head to the front, really nice, and I like that everyone's leaning, and I like the completion of the formation where you have the curtain to have it expand out, so that looks really nice. And then they go, yeah, I like the snaking on that, which is also nice to see. There's your boom, and then we drip it, really nice, easy, the lift is nice, yeah, I love that with the hands, come on now. Now, that was the most deceptive basket run. Not even a run, it's just a basket position transition that I have seen. So watch. Right there. And honestly, he was just dipping his head to get to the next spot. It wasn't a true, like, ninja run to our next spot. Which, that's the beauty of a moving cam, is that you can hide some transitions if you don't want them to be your focal point. So, yeah, so they cross, and then we do a little trace for her. It's nice. They bring it up to the sides with the head, and then we end up having it right there to the chest. Goes no stress. This intro choreo is so pleasing. I love it. If I were to learn anything from this routine, it would be the intro choreo. It's so fun. The positioning is great. Just challenging yourself with the angles to rotate and how they make sense and how they connect are really good components if you wanted to dive into the realm of arm control, learning how people thread through their head, their arms, what have you, maintaining proper angles so it's readable. This is a really fun choreo to kind of whet your palate per se. Look at the angles, guys. We're not I call this a duck bill. We're not duck billing it. It's an angle with the palm facing up. That's beautiful. And they go up, and then one of them stays parallel to the ground, but we bend that elbow. This other one goes and it frames, so we switch from up to here. Oh, come on now. And we end up doing a little bevel with a little, just lean out with the torso is really nice. Take the hands, the flip of them, and notice that we're letting this be a subtle ISO of the chin. So that's also really fun. Pushing the hands is also nice. We have it. Oh my gosh, hold on, I missed it. We're here. So I like the arm, and then whenever we lift the arm is kind of a cat and mouse game that we're playing. I like that we hinge it up there, and then we end up, she rotates it around to create another stylized angle to say, hey, here's me. They go more simple. We know they can hang with it, but to make Chung stand out. I love that she added that rotation in there. The hands here, boom, we brush it, really nice. We go, she transitions to the back, and then we have a little grouping, little trios on either side. We go plop, 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 nice, and then we have somebody that's right there facing, covering her, but then she ends up doing nice little fingers that allows him to respond out of it, which is cool. So I like the framing there, rotation, 1 + 1 is 2. If you didn't know math, welcome. There you go. Hit, boom, boom. That's called addition, everyone. Then she goes and she moves him over to the side. We're here for it. And then we move over. Now, this right here, I find this awesome out of everybody. She got kinky. Where she's tracing, she's going down the body. And I bet he was like, girl, what you doing? I can see the conversation now. He's like, you could go for it more. Like, he's like criticizing her trace down the back. Anyway, so I like that they're all nice and low. This is a true crouch position. Their hands firmly placed down, the leverage on the knees, and then we have a lot of arches. I think for me, the one thing, the downside of a moving cam is that we're not able to appreciate everyone's individualized poses for this. So that's my one thing. So we have it, boom, good. They rest into a new position. Notice hands are such a priority. The wrists are so captivating in all this. So they go and they present out. Also, a lot of areas to get wrong on timing, range, and angles themselves. So positioning is a huge thing whenever you're dealing with this kind of line work, right? So I love this where she's going, she has a really nice refinement in her choices. It doesn't feel as forced here as it kind of felt a smidgen with Stay Tonight. Like some of her choices didn't feel as lived in as her dancers, but now it feels it's way more collaborative. Like she's resting in it way more. I love it. So she's doing a trace through. Look at that with a bend of the leg, and then we come back up. That does remind me a little bit of Play, right? The little moment there. We turn, like a little sweep around. It's cute. The lean, commitment is nice. Notice, so she's in ballet flats, which she wouldn't be able to do this without having her weight be leveraged against our dancer here. So this is really important to get right. So I love the fact that we thought about that, having his leg there. She's in ballet flat, so it's good for her to turn, rotate, that kind of stuff. I think it's cute. And then leaning away, to and fro. This is my favorite. One of my favorite Vogers. Like, ever. It's fantastic. Being able to see him in the battle scene, I see him more compete under whacking, but because that's a lot of battles I review, it's so nice to like see him here on the choreography realm, but then like whenever you see him just go down the catwalk, melting, right? Anyway, so I like the little flick of the leg. It's fun. I really like this where we're resting here, and it's symmetrical with the head, so that's cool. And like how we have our arms down. Everybody is playing a part on maintaining a pose, and with Vogue, that is a component a lot of times, is how your poses work, right? So that's like, that's some of that is in the essence of it. It's so fascinating. So fun. Now I'm trying to remember if we were clocking dips in this. I think that's one component we didn't quite see. We did have a catwalk in there, right? Duck walk, I don't know. Don't quite clock it. But whenever I was talking about in the initial watch that the hip is so important in how you walk and how it collaborates with the torso. It's not the same as funk styles. It's not the same as hip hop. It's really not. And so that's why a lot of times when people say hip hop's an umbrella term, it's not the most effective one because it's not truly representing the whacking Vogue side of street dance. So that's why street styles or street dance, that's a more appropriate umbrella term to describe all the various elements of movement and fundamentals of movement and communities of movement, because they come from various cultures from all across America, most that we cover here. So that's why I think like I like being able to call this like under street dance. This is a very different posture you're asking people to do in comparison if you're asking them to do crump or dance hall or afro or camel locking, you know, those types of things. So that's just a fun little tidbit there. You're not going to hear me use hip hop in the realm of an umbrella term. It's always going to be pertaining to the East Coast New York scene or gangster rap of the West Coast. Like I'm going to be very itemized and specific on it because I do know there can be a lot of confusion very quickly if I don't be specific like that. So anyway, enough with that talk. But all that to say, notice the hip posture of it is very different than what you see in a lot of areas. It does carry a heavy, like feminine, it's a feminine posture that you're dealing with, which is really cool. I love that. The melts are really cool. I love that. Touch your toes. Shows your flexibility. And I love this too, where we have our hip accent and we have a little, you hear the snap and we notice with the knee going to help accent that. And I really like our dancers that are lower. They're accenting with the hip too. So that's good for them. They're having to leverage more weight onto their arm to make that happen. They don't have a leg to really go off of, because if they're going off of the knee, they could probably make the knee and arm work, but it is hard to go on the hip because they have to lift it, right? So you can't have weight there. So I like that she's going more center, Chung Ha is, and everybody is going towards the inside, which is also really nice. Arm over. Love that. Where we go and expand it. And I love how she melts it. Come on. Yeah, look at that. She's like, in it. You go, now we were struggling just a smidge on stability, like maintaining balance, but we held it. I love that she does a lot of traces. Boom, with the head. Nails, eating. Love it. I'm like ripping my nails right now. Not sorry, that sounds aggressive. I'm taking the gel off. I'm like picking it off because I need to do my nails again. But anyway, side note, y'all didn't need to know that. We go. I like the hinge around. Mirrored. We're here for it. She says, no stress. Here's your catwalk. Yep. Well, I love the little hop with our dancers going to the outside. Really fun. Swing. Come on now. I love that little come here moment. Yep. No, dance. Cool with the kicks. Really nice. Little hug. I like the brush on that. Out in, and I love that choice too. I love that as well. We go take our arms around. Nice little sweep. We pose. For days. We look to the front. There's your little, we call that monastery, or we call that the chicken head when you would see in hip hop. And notice how we're resting. Notice hip hop, old school hip hop is what I just referenced there. As we step back, I like how we rest in the hip. Notice that our posture is still being maintained, but the structure of the move you can see done in other styles. But the posture is going to look different because the type of beat you're working with, the timbres, tonal colors, timbres being sound context, what kind of sounds are involved, and the tonal color, what kind of instruments of sound, the context of those as well. All of that factors in to how a move is going to rest on music. And that's what makes musicality so beautiful. It's talking about the collaboration, not combativeness, of music and movement. This is just resting so well for me. Because doing too much would actually make it not feel, it wouldn't resonate as effectively to the Madonna sound, I feel, because of just the iconicness of that era for Madonna, right? So I love that. I love that little, it's like a little jazz slide out of it. It's cute. And then we rotate the arms around. That reminds me of Stay Tonight. I remember learning that in the choreo. Yep, over that. It was either Dream of You or Stay Tonight. It was one of those two. Probably Dream of You, now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm remembering what I wore, and I wanted to vomit after because I got dizzy. But it had nothing to do with the dance. That was just how I felt that day. Anyway, I like to brush out of that. Baby, no stress. Come on. So it goes 1, 2, such a basic structure from one side to the other, but really fun. It just feels like you're in the club. You're just living your life. It feels communal. And that's the kind of stuff I really love whenever you're dealing fundamental like this. Yeah, love that little shampoo. And then we go hop and hop. Come on now with the pickup over. Pose, pose, pose. Drop it to the floor. And she said, let me go inner thighs. Scandalous, Miss Ma'am. Rotates. Woohoo. And I love that we go right there to the mouth because it looks like a kiss. Right? Cute. And we all walk. I love the control once again. How we're controlling our torso as we walk. It has a subtle bounce to it, a subtle rock. But notice everybody's making the same choices in how the torso and legs work. So when they're all individualized in their pose, it feels very intentional and still cohesive. That's a huge thing. This is what I'm talking about for cleanliness with individuality. You can have both. It's how you choose to structure it. And this is a great example of that. It's cool. And we walk. Love that. So we swing. Ba-da-da-da-da. So we cross over. Nice frame of the head. And then we lift the arms up. Then we rotate. Boom. Ball change with a switch. This does have more nuance. I know like Stay Tonight had a more like bite to it on the Vogue sense, right? More whacking there too. This one does remind me more of the Dream of You scene of things, but that one had more isolations and density of content for your BPM that you were operating in for the course, right? It was more syncopated. This one feels more, like I said, more communal, more interactive, if that makes sense, which I really like, but still a lot of control and still the essence that we love to appreciate about Jungha. It's great. Yeah, but love the little come here moment right there. It was cute. They walk out. So it goes boom, da-da-da. So we're more syncopated. We're hitting using the shoulders, little shimmy to make it feel more intense there. I like the travel in. We have two of our dancers low, and then we go and we sit down onto the knee. It does look like we were supposed to be together on that. It was a little bit off. That's whatever, right? Yeah, we step it back, which is nice. I like the kick to cross over, and I like the arm and how it's positioned so we can get ready to do whatever we need to. Jungha is there by herself. We have a mirror transition out, and then I take their legs. They're using this arm most likely to potentially from here. It just adds a smidgen extra balance to be helpful there, right? So I like the legs. I love how she walks through it, and I like her moment with her shoulders. And then we have our guys. They cross, and I love they go ding. She goes hello. They grab by the hip. They rotate, arch back. Come on now. And we bring it down. Da, da. Nice. And then take the arms. Notice this, the subtlety, and we flick it. Come on now. There's your speed change once again. That looks fun. And then we and then we unfurl. Uncoil, right? Where we'd like undo what we did in our rotation. I don't know why I can't English or vocab today. That's life. And there's our dip. Okay. See, because the camera, this is why fixed cams can be helpful, because that's so hard to catch because you're so looking at her. You're looking at who's next to her. You're not looking where the legs are being sourced from. That's a dip. We got it, everyone. Okay. Yes. I love this here with the head. Head ISO for days. I love that. Boom, 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 boom. We love that energy. And we come up and we hit it. Come on now. I like that she does both, and then we have dancers from either side. Boom, take it to the inside, which is nice. Little taste moment. We dip, and then we have a little switch leg, and then we switch it over. I love that. Boom, almost switch and switch with the bevel with the legs too. We end up taking our arms to bring it across each other's torsos there as well. She does a little shoulder there. Are you ready for it? Then she goes, boom, take it easy. Now this feels like she's doing this, like little baby claps. Look at her intensity here. They're all dipped. Sorry, they're not dipped. In this context, y'all are assuming that I'm saying like the dip with the leg. No, they are hinging, and that's what I should have said. Hinge, rotate around to get us to the inside. I love that. Boom, easy, no. Bring it up. Oh, sorry for the pose there. We walk, love that. So now we have a V with two diagonals. Yep, box step out of it. She says hello. I may call it more jazz square than a box step for this, for the cross backside. You know, it's interchangeable depending on what you're watching. Brush there with a shimmy. Nice, sweet. We represent, which is not so nice. Little, ooh, come on now. Maybe no, baby, no. Stress, I love that with everybody. So notice it feels communal again. Why? Because we're like at a party and we're all doing, when you do the cha-cha slide, you do it with people, you like feed off of each other's energy. That's what this moment feels like, because we're facing each other too. So I love that. She's in the center. She's like, I'm the life of the party. I'm the reason why we're all together. Girl, eat, slay, come on. Yes. And I love that with the hair. Stress. and we bring it up. Come on now. So it's the same choreo, but notice how we're either changing direction, we're changing dynamics, whether we're doing an add-on, we're having way more people do it, we're framing inside, outside. And so that's why for me, that's exactly proving the previous point that I was making of what I personally really enjoy about the routine is content in and of itself is simple to digest. Simple does not mean easy. You will never hear me say that. I don't really use the term easy often because something can be difficult for anyone. It just depends on context of the individual's training, right? Somebody who's never danced a day in their life, they're going to find a box step very difficult, right? So I'm just saying that it just depends. It just depends on your lived experience, what you've been exposed to as a mover, and as an enthusiast. And that's going to kind of, determine a lot of things for your personal journey as a dance. And that's why I love the learner, because that to me shows more somebody's ability to want to be a sponge, or once you learn styles, especially styles that come from different parts of history, parts of different communities. It allows you to have a better understanding of people, is what I've learned, just in relationships and also in just understanding dance and being in those scenes. It's just been so fascinating, the conversations that can come from those, right? So anyway, my point though is that I really do like, this is a great example. The courses, same content, but how it's packaged feels completely different, and you have more people doing it, which definitely makes it feel very full, not just in camera shot, but just in general for stage. I love that. We walk, there's your slide in, which is cool. There's your head ISO on that. She does a little finger. Yeah, we can break it through. So we take the box and we break the box, and we're going through a different plane than from here. We went from 2D to 3D. We added depth to the move. Thank you. Yep, and it goes, baby, don't, with the hip. Come on now. Yep, I love that. We go up and down, right, wrong. And she goes, I don't care. So notice that she let it go, and she's just grabbing and trusting. She's like, I don't care. I don't care about any XYZ, whatever. So I like the little trace downs, which is also fun. Play, pause. Play, 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 play. It's cute. Press me your favorite song. She does a little trace over. Fast, and then she goes slow. So she does slow trace. You have somebody go under in between her legs, right? Right there with the flow. And then notice she made a little heart with her hands, and then she has a nice love here. It's cute. She's like, my dancers love me. I love them. It's just such a vibe here. I love that. Like the relationship, the fact that the dancers are just as recognizable. I mean, for me though, I've seen a lot of them in the battle scene, right? In the freestyle circuit. But like, just from Chung Ha's marathon, which side note, I've done a full marathon of her. And if you're like, Jess, where? Patreon. Go watch it. Binge away. It's fantastic. It's been so fun. I've covered some of her stuff. So fun to do. But my point though is the fact that having her dancers there allows us, it's like, it really does feel like this is the closest thing you would get to a family with a solo artist, like a K-pop group. You know what I mean? Like, I am so here for this. It feels complete when you got XYZ dancers in the routine. And it also gives you a huge indication on what kind of routine it's going to be, and it makes you excited, right? It's cool. They drop down really nice. I love that. And she has a really nice stylized pose. I just popped my elbow on the mic, so I'm so sorry if you heard that. But boom, take it easy. They drop it down. Oh, and we have half our group stay up, our ladies stay up, our guys went skirt to the floor. Love that. They take a nice little fan with the legs. Oh, come on. And then I'm switching. And then they do a little ball change, knee leg. I love that right there. The depth to that was so fun. You have a level up, you have a crouch level, you got Chung Ha featured, and then you have some mirroring happen in the tail back. Really cool. And they go back with a pivot. Pivot. They go side to side. Let the chest work. Come on now. Yeah, they go love it. So it's a little bit more complex near this outro, right? Near this final course. It's not the same as what it's been. This is really cool. There's your head, and I like how we have half half the dancers with their arms up and half of them not. Really cool. I like the pickup. Pickup. Definitely a little bit more fullness in the torso happening there, which is really nice. And then they go throw it. And then they take their arms. It's mirrored, facing each other, right? Really nice as she takes it more centered. Headbangs for days. She has her moment high note there. That allows her to do the high note, and everybody else headbangs to their heart's content. Come on now. Take the arm and arm down, and baby, no melt, stress. And it feels like we are just in a forest of melts like butter. Come on. Love that. It goes stress, and then we speed change, new direction, but we're still melting. We pull and we throw. Stress, stress, yes. So all positioning, which is what you were already seeing in the previous courses, but it just feels so nice and refreshed from what we've seen before. No power of threes to worry about here. Come on now. Come on now. Whoo! They're all facing together, 2 columns, baby. We love it. Stress, stress with the hands. She says, we can break it. So we go chest and then we push from inside to outside. So we're breaking it through. Then through, we're going through imaginary door, imaginary standards, whatever. She says, come on, camera, follow me. They take their arms up. Baby, no. Notice the framing of this stress. And then we make it a nice lingering finish. Ugh. Ugh. That was so fun. That was great. Fantastic job, Chung and dancers alike. This was so enjoyable. So enjoyable. Like I've said, if you want to see my perspective on her entire movement journey through IOI, all the way down to now, I mean, you can head on over to Patreon and check all of that out. I had a ton of fun covering her work, just uncovering different things. Of course, her collaborations always with Lechka. I'm curious if they were on it. I would be surprised if we did go a different direction, but if the dancers or Changha were more involved in the composition development, that wouldn't surprise me though. You see what I mean? And yeah, this was such a delight, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little journey with me. Does somebody say a love run demo? Because that's what I see right here. I just saw it pop up on my algorithm, so we're gonna take a courtesy watch of this to appreciate and enjoy what we have to offer. I love it. If it's not gonna be Lachika, having it love run is a win-win to me. They are wild in this. I love this hair energy. So much trust in this. So they changed. That's the intro. So they kept some of that. Love that. Oh, wow. She is wild in this. Oh my God, I love this. Oh, I love that. Why didn't we keep that, Changha? I'm curious about that part. Maybe she wanted something a little bit more simple for a challenge? I don't know. Like for a dance challenge. I have no idea.
Are you ready for it? Take it easy, no stress.
Oh. Oh, I love this so much. be honest, I love this demo. Like, I see some, like, reasons why some of it changed, but, like, oh my gosh, I personally think the demo, outside of, like, some little moments, like, where they had in the original, I prefer the demo. But I also can really easily see Chung making the adjustments to make it easier for people to challenge. Does that make sense? Because I know that's a component in a lot of these routines. I'm just so surprised that we didn't incorporate as much whacking as what we were able to see here. Like, for me, I just thought it was just structured that way. Lord help us, Love Run, girl! Like, she was testing the waters. There's also a chance that some of the choices that were made here, Chung wouldn't be able to promote on a music show. You saw that verse too with those boys. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm so glad this exists though for us to be able to see. And I really, this whole situation right here with the thread throughs, oh, divine, really fun. And I love the ending where she combined course 1 and course 2 choreography and made them like, and you could see very clearly who's in what group, and then seeing her be Chung and switching between the two groups. Like, that was sick. I loved that. And part of me wishes we kept something like that. But maybe there's a chance they did. But the difference is that the final course is different because they kept the course of course 1 and 2 the same, right? But also they're different than what the intro breakdown was. Anyway, this was fun.